is Rachel Kello and I'm a UK-based solicitor specialising in immigration, nationality and deportation law. And today I wanted to talk about, just to remind ourselves really where we are in UK immigration. Coming up to the summer months, there's lots of students about wondering what they're going to do next in terms of their UK immigration status. We've got the coronavirus situation, obviously, where people can't leave the UK, but we also have the situation where there are some students who don't want to leave the UK. They want to stay with us longer. And so we're just going to look at the options which are available to students who want to do that. And the first thing, I know there's a lot of concern for students whose visas may be expiring and they can't leave the UK before it expires due to the coronavirus outbreak. So you should remember that the Home Office do have a special email address, a special section, which can be found on our Facebook page. I've put information up there, which is Clarity Visas. And you can email the Home Office and let them know that you do plan to leave. You're a short-term visitor, you're not a long-term visitor if you've only come for the short period. Because there's all types of student visas, and actually it's for anybody who's a short-term visitor in the UK. You can email the Home Office and get leave to remain because you're not able to leave the UK because of the coronavirus outbreak. But that's particularly for people who are planning on leaving the UK once they're able to do so, as soon as they're able to do so. If you're planning to stay long term, then you need to actually make a relevant application. And there are situations for those who are working for the NHS on the front line. There's a whole list actually on the government website, and we offer a free case assessment anyway at clarityvisas.com, so you can contact us to find out more. But there's a whole list of jobs, occupations, NHS and frontline worker occupations, where people are able to renew their visas free of charge if they are stuck in the UK up to the 31st of October 2020. And also there's also the link for the possibility, I should say, for students now, if you're working on the NHS or frontline in the frontline occupation roles, as is indicated on the government website, then you're not restricted to the number of hours that you can work. So there's a massive drive really, and obviously we are making the best of the migrants that we have in the UK to help us in the coronavirus outbreak, and that's why there's this sort of drive to assist migrants as much as possible. Really is to assist them to stay in the UK and help us more, because it's valued help and we really do need that help. So that can be useful for people who need that. And then also there's the what I would say is a reintroduction really of the post-study work visa, but the Home Office are calling it a graduate route visa. So it's for, they say it's for the 20 to 2021 intake of graduates who are onboarding in the 20 to 2021 period. When they finish their studies, they can continue on in the UK, either looking for work or working on a 2-year visa. It's a post-study visa. And when they finish that, if they want to get a job in a skilled area, then they'll be able to switch over to a work visa. So that's a long-term path for migrant students who wish to stay on in the UK. There's a particular drive to get the brightest and the best to stay on in the UK, particularly in the occupation shortage list areas that we need. And I think that's what the UK is thinking, that they're going to particularly attract students in those areas to stay on and work as a graduate, and then to stay on and work under a work visa. Now they've said that's for the 20 to 2021 intake, but and we'll know for sure once the route starts up and running in September 2020. But what we are understanding at the moment is that as long as you are on a Tier 4 student visa and it hasn't expired when this new route is introduced, you will be able to benefit from the post-study or graduate route, as we should call it, provisions, so to be able to look for work for a further 2 years or to work. And that we need to check that at the time, so that we're clear and we've got the up-to-date guidance once the route starts. So that's something that is there for people who are particularly considering the UK. I think what the Home Office is trying to do, and I know that they're targeting Indian students as well, because we get a lot of very high level students coming to the UK from India, and there's been this sort of to-ing and fro-ing between India and the UK in terms of the way that I think India feels that the UK has mistreated their students, really, by not allowing them to stay on, or they've invested in the universities in the UK by studying here, and then they're not allowed to even stay on and get their qualification. So a lot of, I say qualification, allowed to get experience after getting their qualification. And equally, the UK needs a lot of Indian students in our specialist areas of work. They are heavily represented in those areas. It's no secret. The government website, which has introduced the graduate route, clearly makes it very clear that it's aimed at Indian students, and the UK High Commissioner to India actually has a, so we know definitely it's there to attract a lot of Indian students, and so it was a tug of war, really, that we need a lot of Indian students to come and work in the UK, but they weren't going to come if they can't get the experience afterwards. So I think it was give and take that made the UK government, offer this facility, which is a very good facility for graduates. And it's not just, I mean, I labour on the point of Indian students because the government has laboured on the point of Indian students, but it's not just for Indian students, it's for all graduates, and it's supposed to be with of any occupation, going into any occupation, to be able to benefit from the 2-year post-study work visa. So it's a really attractive time to come to the UK. Well, you know, we will recover from coronavirus. We will get over the coronavirus, and it's nice to see that people are still interested in coming to the UK, and it's nice to see that the UK government are, you know, opening doors to make it easier for people to come here. So that's it for me today. Hope that was helpful. Rachel Okello, UK-based solicitor specialising in immigration, nationality and deportation law. And we're at Clarity Visas, whether it's on YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, Clarity Visas. And our website is clarityvisas.com. And you can book a free case assessment with me if you wish to discuss your case in more depth, because this is just some general information that I'm sharing. Have a good day and stay safe.